From Monday to Tuesday, you don't have any fun. From Wednesday to Thursday, just going out for a run. Friday and Saturday, you're always getting drunk. And Sunday, you stay at home and never go to church.
Welcome to another episode of My Night Out Radio on RI Free Radio. In studio tonight, we have Alicia, the sexual intellectual. Also, 4 weeks gone. He is back.
It's been a while.
Welcome back, George, from My Night Out RI.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks to be back. Good to be back. Nice to see you, Tony.
So you've been gone for quite a while, George. Alicia, we will get to you in just a second, but we have to beat him up a little, pick his brain, as it were.
Hey now.
Where have you gone? What have you eaten in the last 3 weeks of note? Because, you know, I've actually had to skip this section because you weren't here for me to abuse.
Well, it's been a busy 3 weeks, and first of all, I just want to thank everybody for their words of kindness and sympathy. My family lost a special person in our family, and it kind of kept me away for a little while. But we've started to get back in the groove, slowly but surely. And, we've been basically just staying near to our neighborhood. So we did a lot of Thirsty Beaver, as you've heard me say many, many times, is one of our places we go to regularly.
I can't say enough about the Thirsty Beaver. It is very good.
Yeah. So when you have that type of establishment, I guess, in your neighborhood, it's kind of hard to justify leaving for a quick bite. So we kind of hit the Thirsty Beaver at least once a week.
There's nothing wrong with hitting the beeve on a.
We had the
first to the Thirsty Beaver.
They just started to serve clams at the Thirsty Beaver too. So
This is going to be one of those episodes
It's gonna be
similar
a
to
fun show.
the illicit Cess Carney episode. Cess, if you're listening, we had a great time.
But we Thirsty Beaver is always like I said, a weekly stop for us. We ventured out last night. We headed down into I guess it was on the Warwick East Greenwich line on Post Road called the Shanty, which
that's
was
almost
very
into
good.
Warwick.
Yeah, almost to East Greenwich from our
That's
area.
true. You're halfway in between.
So we had this great little meal called the TV dinner. And the TV dinner comes out served on a prison tray. And it's like a cafeteria style, so you got all your food at once right on this tray. And it was pretty good. So we enjoyed that. And then, now that it's summertime, we'd love to be outside in Rhode Island. So yesterday we did the Hope Street Farmers Market, which is in Lippett Park.
Okay.
Fantastic. It's always that event seems to get bigger and bigger every year. It runs from now and through October, and there is a number of local businesses there that you can support, both from a food standpoint, and there's also some other vendors with crafts and things that you can buy as well.
Well, I heard that, and this is only doing my own reconnaissance because I am the Facebook stalker. You hit a local Rhode Island landmark while you were on hiatus. You hit Wright's Chicken Farm, which is near and dear to every fat guy's heart. I got to tell you,
it's not one of my favorite places to go. I'll be honest with you. It's just not one of my favorite places to go. But it's usually a place that my wife's family selects whenever they want to celebrate something for some strange reason. It's like, let's go to Wright's Farm.
Well,
it's okay.
Little Rhode Island history. There have been 3 epic chicken places of such. You have Wright's Chicken Farm. You have Village Haven, which is only about 5 miles away from Wright's Chicken Farm. The only difference is Village Haven has cinnamon buns versus just the regular rolls. And unfortunately, it is now gone. In Central Falls, there was Conrad's. There are other places that do the chicken dinner the same way, or similar, I should say. You have West Valley Inn. But of note, those are my 3 favorites.
Yeah, so I guess when you have 25 people that need to go to dinner at once, Wright's is probably the place to go. But it's just hard to imagine how that chicken's being prepared in that back.
They were on.
It just comes out within seconds.
Well, they prepare it. It's cooked for hours beforehand. If you watch Food TV as much as I do, trust me, they have actually been on twice on Food Network to show how they cook their chicken and how they get the chicken the way it is.
It is amazing. I mean, when you're feeding 1,000 people at a time, it's fascinating how efficient they are.
Oh, exactly.
They know exactly how much food to bring out because it's very rarely that you ask for anything more.
Well, the place I have to mention, new restaurant's only been around for about 5 months. It's the first time, you got to let them work out the bugs the first couple of months. Jason's Asian Bar and Grill, which is literally down the street from the Shanty. It's in East Greenwich, right over by Sienna and Tees, Benny's, a few other landmarks over there. Excellent sushi. I had myself a zombie over there, which was unbelievable. It was borderline unflammable. And
Beverage.
they had something I've never had before, which was sushi pizza.
Oh.
It sounds wrong, but it is so right. Everyone is shaking their head except for the people who have been. No, they don't use regular dough. They use a wonton or an egg roll wrapper. They cook it and then they put the sushi on it after. It's cold, but not ice cold because you have the little bit of warm from the egg roll wrapper. The sauce on it, they use either salmon or spicy tuna, and it was absolutely phenomenal. They have rolls there that range anywhere from the $6-7 range upwards to the $15 range. Definitely worth a try. Even if you're into just the tiki drinks, they have a very large selection of the tiki drinks. Like I said, I did the zombie. They have the fog cutter, the mind eraser.
I think you took a picture of the zombie, right? Didn't you post it up? I think
No,
I liked that
that's-
picture.
That would be Tony. Tony's the one who takes pictures.
I believe that was the headhunter that I had
I don't know.
enjoyed.
Somebody posted a drink. It looked delicious. I just like on Facebook. I'm like, oh, yeah, it looks nice.
Which is a perfect segue to Alicia, because Alicia does a lot. Well, she is the sexual intellectual.
That pretty much speaks for itself.
She has been seen occasionally at local fetish nights, which brings me to my first, question to you. Have you ever noticed in conversations at either a fetish night or even just in sex talk in general, people will allude either as you're talking about sex, they will transverse or the conversation will go towards food, or if you're talking to these same people about food, it'll all just slide over back to sex. It's like the two go hand in hand with the sensual feelings and emotions they evoke.
I think it's because they both make people really happy. I mean, you have sex, you're happy. You eat, you're happy. So maybe it's just two things that kind of coincide with each other because of the feelings that they bring. I personally, every single conversation I have on the face of the earth ends up talking about sex. So I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, you went to church today? So, sex. It's just a thing. So for me, food is definitely hand in hand with that.
All right. Well, why don't we get a little bit of your background? Number one, how did you get named, or did you name yourself the sexual intellectual? And what do you have to back this up?
Wow. That's a good question. That's a really good question. And I have to do some... It all started back when? About 2 years ago now, maybe 2.5 years ago. I was dating somebody from the local music scene, and they had connections at another local radio station.
Well, you can say WBOB.
Okay, just checking. I like to play it safe. I'll let you say it. And they just kind of reached out, and the idea was thought about like, hey, we want to do this show about sex, and you talk a lot about it, and you seem to know a lot about it, and you're having a lot of it. So do you want to do it? And so through some brainstorming between all of us as a whole, we thought it was a cool idea, and I figured, what the hell, I don't really have much to lose. And then it became a hit, and so I started doing my own full-time thing, and then we kind of parted ways. And so now I do my own podcast about sexuality. Okay.
Now, your education or your background inside, you have a lot of it, therefore you know a lot about it?
It started off that way. So I did things a little bit backwards compared to most people. So most people go to college and then they do their profession. I started off doing my profession just because I had a lot of not just personal experience, but I had done a lot of research, and it had always been something that was a passion of mine. So I watched a lot of documentaries, and I read a lot of books. And
I read a lot of books too. Unfortunately, there's mostly pictures in the ones I read.
That's a different kind of book. And so then I started doing the show and meeting. Can't be serious around here. And then I started meeting people in the field, and I did an internship at the local Center for Sexual Pleasure and Health, and that's in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And they are a facility that is solely educational based. It's a safe space that people can go in and just ask questions, or they have a vast library of sexual health, mental health related to sexuality, gender, all these different variety genres of books. And you can sit down and read a book and hang out and just be comfortable. Nothing sexual happens there. I always like to clarify that. But
if I was to go, or was it a, I just have a question, walk in, hey, excuse me, this is my question, answer it for me? Or do you kind of show them, hey, here's a couple of books that might be good to you or good for you to get your answer? Or how does that work?
I think it's a little bit of both. The staff and the interns there are very knowledgeable, and they all have some type of background in sexuality. If they didn't have the answers for you, they would definitely provide the resources, and that's part. It's a little bit of everything. So it's a little bit of discussion in the moment. It's a little bit of here are these resources for later thinking or later research, or if I haven't answered your question to the full extent. Because some people come in and they have a question, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. A lot of us carry shame with our sexuality. We're not really comfortable just asking strangers about questions. And we're lucky these days you have the internet, so there's a vast, majority of information out there. But
I'm very well versed in the internet stuff, but then again, I'm thinking it's not the same resources you're looking at.
No, not in this case.
Well, why don't we take a break because I'm going to start giggling real quick. We have a world premiere. Have you heard of Dionysus